go.
Okay.
We are getting on this boat.
Yes, we are.
Going to Mackinac. Let's do this, hon.
Yeah.
Lead the way. Lead the way.
Okay. Feels weird not having room.
Ferry boat. Ferry boat. Going up. Going up. Nice. Look at us documenting. We're such good little documenters. Oops. Oh. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Gosh, it's a really windy day out today. Welcome to this episode of Matt's Red Show. We're taking a look at ferry boats today in St. Ignace. I'm up here at St. Ignace in the northern peninsula of Michigan, just across the bridge, just across the Mackinac Bridge. And right now I'm on the Huron. Later on we're gonna go take a look probably at some of the other ferry boats, maybe a Shepler's boat or maybe a Starline eventually, and take rides on all these boats here, going over to Mackinac Island and back and such. So should be pretty fun. Should be pretty fun. I'm up here, of course, with Ashley, my wife, and we're cruising around. Maybe you've seen some of the other videos I've done up here already, doing some other fun videos, so make sure you check those out if they're up already or not. And yeah, it's such a great spot to come and stay. And I do say, if you do come up here and stay, come up and stay in the St. Ignace side, because people come up from the lower peninsula of Michigan, and they make it as far as the bridge, and then they stay on that side of the bridge, so they don't have to pay bridge toll. They don't come over and give their money to this fine little town called St. Ignace. So we always like to make it over the bridge and stay in St. Ignace, so that St. Ignace gets some, you know, some moolah, some sweet cash. Anyways, I like it better on St. Ignace side anyway. Nothing against you, Mackinaw City, but anyways, all kinds of ferry boats in this area to ride over to the island. It's really cool. So hope you enjoy this episode, guys. We'll be riding all these ferry boats, and should be fun.
Uses only. We always like to remind passengers that there is always a chance for unexpected wake and or waves from other boats or weather conditions in the Straits. We ask that if you move about the boat, that you do so carefully and using handrails where they are provided. As always, thank you for choosing Arnold Transit for your trip to Mackinac Island.
Shots of the Otto out here doing its thing. Get off this boat, get our bikes, get on this island. The last one off the boat, of course. There's our bikes over there. Last one off the boat. Yep, they're over here.
I like how they
I've already blazed through it, one battery already. It's crazy. Yeah. Filming full already, man. I'm gonna calm down.
Do you have a way to
Calm down.
charge?
We just got here. Tell the people what you just did.
I almost got on a boat to the wrong city.
Ashley almost got, she was heading towards that boat right there, and I caught her just before she got on. I was like, no, we're going to St. Ignace.
I got your tickets for you guys.
Okay, she's got them for us. We got this whole boat to ourselves. Awesome. That was awesome. It's like, no!
Thanks for checking.
No! That was great.
Shut up.
Awesome. You're awesome. I would have come over and got you in Mackinaw City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have no problem then.
Welcome aboard the Huron for your return trip back to the mainland. Life jackets are located on the lower level, all the way to there, on the upper level, halfway back in the cabin across from the restroom, and are for emergency use only. We always like to remind passengers that there is always a chance for unexpected wake and or waves from other boats or weather conditions in the Straits, especially while leaving the harbor. We ask that if you move about the boat to do so carefully and using handrails where they are provided. As always, thank you for choosing Arnold Transit for your trip to Mackinac Island.
Bye-bye, Mackinac. why, but for some reason that day I just couldn't stop filming. I had no idea it was going to be the last chance I could do so. I'm glad I kept filming. I grew up taking the Arnold Line to Mackinac Island almost every summer. My great-grandparents used to take an Arnold Line before the Mackinac Bridge was even built. My grandparents used to take it too. I don't know how many times I've rode the Arnold Line, but I know I'll never forget it. It was one of those simple pleasures in life. I always looked forward to it. So to the Huron and the entire fleet of Arnold ferries, and to the crew who used to captain her, I ask, how many trips have you taken? How many people have ridden safely across the Straits of Mackinac because of your service? How many storms have you gone through? How many times did you see the sun rise and set? How many tourists did you provide a vantage point for taking that perfect picture? How many times did somebody stare off your upper deck at Round Island Lighthouse and see beauty? How many pictures were taken of Mackinac Bridge from your bow? How many waves crashed against your hull? How many? And how many times will I look back at the memories we made and smile? May you never be forgotten. 138 years and countless passengers. Thank you, Arnold Line, for your service. And thank you for being a part of my life. Mackinac Island Ferry. It won't be the same without you.